angry guy here, and foreign women understand that they must be feminine. Foreign women understand that they must be feminine. Let's just go right ahead and jump straight into the video.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. First of all, I would like to say a huge thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I highly appreciate that. And let's get right into it. In today's video, I would like to talk about how my femininity, my energy, my appearance, and my whole vibe has affected my husband's life and his whole self-confidence the moment we started dating. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. And if you're not, feel free to keep scrolling. The passport bro movement is growing for obvious reasons, as it should, but besides trying to find a wife, besides trying to find somebody to have fun with, being able to rely on, I'm about to tell you a few other things that are vital for a man, his self-worth, his self-respect, and his self-confidence that he can find dating women from other countries. So when my husband and I started dating in 2001, it was pretty obvious. I'm a Turkish woman living in Germany. I went to Philadelphia. Don't ask me for the reasons. I met my husband, and the moment I met him, it clicked. It absolutely did. I knew I wanted to have him. And back then I was 18 years old, meaning my sexual marketplace value was at its highest peak. I mean, I was looking fresh, I was young, I was feminine, soft-spoken, cooperative, I knew how to cook, I knew how to clean, all of these things that are important as a growing up woman. And you already know what happens when a woman is willing to show a man that she's interested in him. Like, I was not about all that sending him confusing signals or leaving him without a clue. I made it pretty obvious that I was interested in him. And he really couldn't believe it. He told me this after the fact, like a couple of years after we started dating and dealing with each other. He said, I couldn't believe that you were interested in me because you looked like a superstar back in the day. And I'm telling you, everybody was trying to get with me. But I'm not trying to make myself the topic here. I just want to say that when you are actually lucky enough as an American man, especially a black man, meeting women from other countries who are into Americans, or especially black American men, you are going to be like, oh, wait a minute, I'm able to pull that. I'm able to talk to this type of woman. Meanwhile, you are thinking about all those women who looked half as good in your hometown giving you a hard time. Literally, you as a man will let these women know that you are interested, that you're about to start something, you're feeling them or whatever, and they will just play with you because they think that they're just all that. And once you come to the realization as a man that you can actually do better than what you have to deal with what you have at home, do you know what kind of confidence boost that is for a man? How you gonna go back to your hometown and just look at all the chicks and be like, wait, no, I ain't gotta deal with you. You can play all day if you want to. I'm done dealing with you. And that's the exact same thing that happened with my husband back then, the guy that I was dating. Because the chick that he was dealing with previously, that situationship, with me, there was no situationship. I knew I wanted him, okay? But with his previous situationship, she came through a couple of times. When we were chilling at his spot or whatever, I had no idea that she was at the door. I was just in the room doing what I was doing. And she really wanted to talk to me. To be honest with you, she wanted to beat me up, and I had no idea who she was. She had no idea who I was. It was just about the simple fact that that one white girl, side note, I am not white, that one white girl was dealing with a black man. But I gotta remind you that this woman was giving him a hard time anyway. You didn't want this man anyway. And then you have somebody from another country who's definitely interested in what you were dealing with, and now you want to get mad at me for it? You had your shot. You didn't want him. So why are you mad at me now for me wanting him and for letting him know that I want him? You know what I mean? So now you have one average American black guy and two women, really it was just one woman battling for him because...
Bro, oh my gosh. Bro, I know y'all want to hear the video. My gosh. She legit just said you had your shot. You had your shot. You didn't want him. You had your shot. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Wow. You had your shot. Guys, a lot of women don't understand how profound that is. All right, with these foreign ladies See, foreign women understand that you lead with your femininity. A woman's power does not come from masculinity. A woman's power comes from her femininity. A woman can get whatever she wants using her femininity. The reason why women are so masculine in Western society today is because they've been given everything without having to give anything in return. And they've been growing up in their masculine, so they are completely disconnected from the feminine. And that's not something they can ever learn. And I don't know if Soraya completely understands that. You can't spend 30 years living in your masculine and then suddenly decide that you're going to put on a flower skirt and start trying to talk softer and say that you're feminine. These are masculine. These are brothers. These are not sisters. These are brothers. All right, and they're out here trying to bamboozle people. No, these are not. These are not ladies. These are men in dresses. Let's jump right back into the video.
I already knew I had him because there was simply no competition out there for me. But let's just look at it objectively. You had this average Black American guy who now was able to choose between what he was dealing with before and somebody completely new. And let me tell you, the moment I stepped into that man's life, he really didn't know how to deal with my femininity because I was not loud. I was not screaming. I was not trying to, be louder than him. I didn't interrupt him because that's not something that I learned from home. If somebody would speak, and especially a man, you would let that man speak and then you would listen and then say whatever you have to say, right? So I was clean. I cooked. He didn't know what it was when a woman is actually in the room asking him, like, do you want something to drink? Before I got myself something to drink. Do you want something to eat? Before I started to eat my food, I would ask him, do you want to have a bite? I would come out of nowhere and just have a fruit bowl and just offer him some fruit. He didn't know none of this. So my husband, back then boyfriend, really thought this was a dream come true. He didn't know how to deal with none of this because all this me coming through, just being nurturing by nature, his peoples and his family didn't even do that for him. And I'm not trying to put his whole business out here on the spot or anything like that. I'm just speaking from what I have seen when I was in America in an average family that was going on. Like the family, there is no family unit. The average family, especially Black American family, has barely a family unit. There is no breakfast, lunch, and dinner at set times. And these are things that I introduced my husband to with my family when he came in.
Notice what you said. The Black American family does not have a family unit. There is no togetherness. These men are walking away, going overseas, and finding women who appreciate them and celebrate them. Guys, this is interesting. This is very, very interesting. You have women all over the world that are more than happy to flex on these women. They're really happy. They're more than happy to stand up to them. And she's literally said that this woman was not even a competition. There was no competition. Damn, that's harsh. Damn, that's harsh. Damn, that's harsh.
And live here in Germany, So now you have a man whose self-confidence is most definitely built up because of the woman or women that he can deal with now. He has a routine that he had never experienced before, being in a family with traditional values. He's a part of it now. So now he got introduced to what it means to have a woman in his life who actually cares about his health, who makes sure that he eats good food, who makes sure that, hey, did you drink enough water today? Or how was your day today? Just sitting at a dinner table and talking about what we have done the whole day. He didn't know none of that, and that is so important when you want to build a family unit. You cannot come from a broken home and then trying to build a family because you really don't know what it takes to have a family. These are very, very important values. And when you come from a family with a traditional background like mine's, you're going to have it automatically. Like for me, still till today, it is no effort to go to work, to take care of the household, sometimes to take care of business. Because when my husband came to live in Germany, he didn't know the language, none of that. I was on top of everything, had to handle everything, but that was cool. I never made an issue. So having to put in effort more than other women would, it was no big deal for me because at the end of the day, I knew what I was doing it for. I was doing it for my American boyfriend back then, who I knew I wanted to marry. And this is another thing, getting married, coming from a Turkish family, my father, who's the authority figure in our family, he was not, he was not accepting me living with some guy and not being married. So I remember it like it was yesterday. The moment we picked up my husband from the airport, my father said to me in the car as we were driving, "You and him are going to get married. I don't want to hear anything else, And I was like, okay, cool, no problem. I already knew that I wanted him, but hearing it from your father, and I already knew that he was going to say that, of course, felt like a blessing to me that moment. And if my husband was ready for it, I don't know. But honestly, he really knew that he wanted to marry me the day he met me. You may be like, and how would he know that he wanted to marry you back then? And I'm telling you, as a woman, a man is going to be able to tell whether if that woman is wife material or no. Like I said, I was young. I was nurturing at that age of 18. Many women that age right now are thinking about starting an OnlyFans. They don't want to hear nothing about having to cater to a man. Okay, back to the subject. I was young. I was catering. I was clean. I was cooking. I was cooperative. I was soft-spoken. And did I say feminine? I don't know. Well, anyway, these are all traits that men are looking for, that grown-ass men are looking for in a woman today. And do you know what it means when a man can actually have all that at the age of 21? I was 18, he was 21. Can you imagine that impact that I had on him back then? So gentlemen, do not be afraid of traveling. There are so many more women out there who are willing to take care of you. It doesn't matter if they're young, it doesn't matter if they're older. They are willing to take care of you, willing to work with you, willing to be a part of your life. You don't have to deal with whatever you are dealing with back in your hometown, because unfortunately, a lot of American women are lost in the delusional world that they are living in. And they don't even understand that they are going to be lonely for a long time, if not for the rest of their life. They say by choice, but I don't believe them. I've been without my husband, unfortunately, since January 2023. He's in America right now, handling some business. There is not one day that goes past where I'm not like, man, I wish my husband would be here. So that's all I have for you today, guys. Thank you so much. If you have listened to the whole video, feel free to give it a like. Feel free to leave a comment. I would love to know what you think about what I had to say today. Other than that, I hope to talk to you soon, and take care.
So, I am absolutely impressed with the things that she said here. It's absolutely brilliant, and it illustrates the fact that men don't have to put up with the nonsense. I also want to point out her English. Her English she sounds like a straight up American. Let's be real. She has an American accent. I don't know if that's Philadelphia, but she has a 100% American accent. And a lot of dudes don't even know this, that because so many women go to international school in other countries, they speak straight English, straight up English. And a lot of them learn the pronunciations from tutors or television or whatever. And they speak better English than a lot of these women in American society. And it's not, I don't even want to say it's sad to say, it's just how it is. So you can get the best of both worlds when you go overseas. You can find someone who is fit, feminine, friendly, speaks English, speaks brilliant English, and wants to be a wife and a mother. All right. And she wants to support you and go with you on your journey and help you achieve your purpose and move forward with your passion. And she understands the situation. She understands life, and she's ready to be with you regardless if you're in a penthouse or a cardboard box. She understands that you go through different stages in life. People go through different stages in life. That's how it is. Modern women, you can't marry these women. The moment that something gets hard in life, they are going to leave you. These women that are saying that they want, a guy needs to make at least $150,000 a year. The moment that he loses his job, he can't pay that rent. They need to downsize their living. Anything goes wrong, she's out. There's a video of a black guy who lost his job. The day he lost his job, she was gone. He came home, her bags were packed, she was leaving. She was shocked to see him. She was going to leave him. She left him. The day he lost his job, and they were engaged. There was no, okay, well, we're going to try and make it work. We're going to try to wait and see what happens. Let's figure something out. I'm going to look for another job. Nope. She was gone with the wind. This is so sick. This is absolutely sick. What we have in American society today, what we have in Western society. And the funniest thing is that a lot of these women, when they end up getting divorced from their husbands and they take half, they end up losing everything. They lose the house. They lose all the money they got because they didn't know how to manage it in the first place. And they end up in poverty. I forget if it was Nelly or Nas. I think it was Nas, a rapper named Nas. This dude spent like millions in child support. Like over the course of like 15, 20 years, he spent something like, I don't remember if it was like between like $5 and $10 million in child support. It was a ridiculous amount of money. And now, after all of that, his ex ended up with no money at all. She ended up broke. And they said that she was headed to a homeless shelter. And the media was like, well, you know, she is still the child. She still is the mother of his child. Can't Nelly help her out? And I was just like watching these news reporters, these female news reporters say this. And I'm like, bro, this man gave her like $5 to $10 million in child support over the course of like 20 years. What happened to all of that money? And it's like they are delusional. Like you could see it in their faces. It's like they're trying to like pull one over on you. Because these women, they know exactly what they're doing. They have taken such bad advantage of men, such terrible advantage of men. It's absolutely insane. They should be ashamed of themselves. And you know something else? This is Soraya. She is the only woman I've ever heard say this and call these women what they are. This is bumming stuff. Expecting a man to pay for your food and pay your bills. Literally getting together and exchanging information with other girls and how they can get guys to buy them food. What? You have to be out of your minds, fellas, to go out there and spend $300 on a meal. Bro, that's Bitcoin, man. That's Bitcoin money. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? That's video game money. You know what you could do with $300? And then and it's not going to be the first time. It's going to have to be a continuous thing. All right? So you're constantly putting gasoline into a wrecked car that you may never even get to drive. What are you thinking? I'm telling you guys, you have to wake up and be aware. What are your thoughts, guys? Foreign women understand that they must be feminine. It is imperative for a woman to be feminine so a man can be in his masculine. I want to hear your thoughts on this in the comments, guys. So let's talk about them there. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.